She didn't stop loving him. She just remembered she was already loved by something greater. Not in a man, not in a moment, but in the sacred hush that follows heartbreak, where the soul remembers itself. She stopped chasing love the moment she felt seen by God, and in that stillness, everything changed. He had loved her, or at least he thought he had. But what he loved was the reflection of his ache in her open heart, not her. He loved the way she made him feel like a man, not the woman she was becoming in her silence, in her sacred grief. He mistook her warmth for need, her softness for surrender, and her presence for permission to disappear. But she had outgrown the fantasy that love was found in fixing what was broken in him. No, the woman he met was still climbing Maslow's mountain, not for status, not even for belonging, but to touch the hem of something holy within. There was a time when she thought intensity meant intimacy, when the chase felt like devotion, when his unavailability triggered the abandoned child inside her. She craved what was uncertain. Because certainty had never knocked on her childhood door, she called it chemistry, but it was just trauma humming in familiar keys. He touched the ache, but never the essence. One night, the ache stopped sounding romantic, and something ancient awoke in her. Not fury, not despair, but the quiet, undeniable sense that she was being watched over, not by him, by the divine, not by a gaze that wanted her body, but a gaze that remembered her soul, a gaze that didn't ask her to shrink, didn't confuse her boundaries for rejection, didn't abandon her when she said no. She felt seen, fully, finally. And when a woman feels that, she stops performing. She used to overgive, thinking it made her worthy, but her generosity was laced with fear, a fear that said, if I don't earn love, it will leave. She thought she had to become the answer to be chosen, but love doesn't bloom in desperation. It roots itself in stillness, in truth, in presence. He wanted her to orbit his emptiness, to be the balm for a wound he refused to name. But she stopped offering herself as medicine to a man who wouldn't heal himself. There comes a moment when a woman realizes her self-abandonment is not proof of love. It's proof of pain. She no longer wears the mask of easygoing just to be palatable. She no longer answers late-night texts that echo with loneliness, not love. She no longer bleeds for half-promises. She stopped chasing not because she stopped loving, but because she remembered her worth isn't a prize for endurance. She became a woman who sits with her feelings instead of outsourcing them, who meets her needs without demanding someone else fill the void. She became emotionally sovereign, and that frightened him, because now she doesn't beg to be chosen. She chooses, and sometimes she chooses to walk away, not out of bitterness, but because her peace is no longer negotiable. He will remember her, not as the woman who tried to win him, but as the one who left when he couldn't meet her in truth. He will feel her absence like silence after a symphony, not loud, but unforgettable. She no longer needs his love to feel whole, because she is no longer a question waiting to be answered. She doesn't wait. She doesn't chase. She doesn't perform. She prays. She walks. She knows. Because the woman who feels seen by God doesn't need to be understood by men. The woman who no longer waits isn't angry. She's simply full. If your soul recognized hers, if her silence felt like your own, then you're already becoming the woman you were born to remember. Subscribe to Maslow World, where Women don't chase love, they awaken.